Hey everybody, welcome to my video on music theory for guitar players. This video is one of a series of videos. They're going to be short videos because each one is going to teach you just what you need to know to get to the next step. Okay, so settle in and check out this first video on music theory for guitar players. And if you enjoy this video, and I hope you do, consider visiting my YouTube channel page and making a donation through PayPal. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's get down to business. So, music theory for guitar players. It all starts with a concept of 12 notes. Now, 12 is an important number. Some of you might have noticed that your guitar has 2 dots or something special at the 12th fret. Okay, that's a significant thing. The number 12 means everything in music. There are 12 notes in music. In fact, you could start at 0 on the skinny string and work your way up and get to 12, and you would have played all the 12 notes. Now, a couple of disclaimers here. We're talking about music in Western civilization, okay? Typical pop music, country music, blues, folk, you name it, okay? Our standard music, classical music, jazz, we're working with the same 12 notes. So there's one thing to keep in mind. We're talking about Western civilization. Number 2, thing to keep in mind is these 12 notes that I just illustrated right there. You might say to yourself, well, what about all these other notes in the guitar? How can you say there's only 12? There's a million notes. Or 88 keys on a piano. Doesn't that mean there's 88 notes? Yes and no. If you picture a piano for a second, of course, those are all different notes. If you look all over the guitar, every fret on each string is a different note, right? Yes and no. Now here's what's significant. What you find out pretty quickly from watching a video like this or talking to a music teacher is that there are 12 names of notes. You can have a high A, a low A, a medium A, but they're all still A's. Now you might say to yourself, well, how can that be? What do you mean a high A and low A? Those are 2 different notes. Yes and no, okay? For our purposes today, we're going to treat them like actually they are the same note. Let me give you a quick definition. When you talk about the note A, at some point in human civilization, it was decided that the note A is a note that vibrates at 440 vibrations per second. And it was decided around the world that that would be what we all agree is the note A. Now a higher A would vibrate at exactly twice the speed, 880 vibrations per second. So is it a different sound? Yeah, it's a different sound, but the name would still be A, and scientifically you could measure that, assuming that 2 A's are in tune with each other. One would be vibrating at 440 vibrations per second, and the other would be 880 vibrations. A lower A would be 220 vibrations per second. So they have this very clear mathematical link with one another, and we call them by the same name, okay? So for our purposes, an A is an A, whether it's high, low, any place, it's still just an A. Therefore, any song you've ever heard, any singing you've ever listened to, anything you've ever, thought of as being music, that note, those individual notes, have one of 12 possible names. Okay, you with me so far? So when I say there's 12 notes in music, and there are 12 notes in music, what I'm really saying is there's 12 names that we work with. All right, you good? You good so far? Okay, let's talk about those names. And by the way, like I said, every time you press down on any string on any given fret, you're getting one specific note. Oh, including your open string, right? Open E, for instance, the fat string right there. Yeah. Okay, so names. Check out my handy little chart over here. There are your 12 names. The notes known as naturals, those are the ones in black. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are your naturals. In between are what you call your accidentals. Okay? So there are 7 naturals. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's your 7 naturals. And there are 5 accidentals. You with me so far? 7 plus 5 equals 12. Okay? Now, on the piano, the accidentals are the black keys. Naturals are the white keys. Very visual. The guitar, we don't have that luxury. Okay? When I press down on any given place, you wouldn't know immediately whether that was in effect a white key or a black key on the piano. That's just life. Us guitar players have to figure it out ourselves, Alright, so over to the drawing board over here. Now there's a pattern at work here. Let's talk about a couple of things that you sort of have to wrap your mind around. The accidentals, also known as sharps and flats, the accidentals can be called by one of 2 possible names. Okay? I can't tell you who thought this was a great idea, but we just all have to live with it. So, after the natural A, the A note, comes a note that's known as either A sharp or B flat. For our purposes today, doesn't matter which one you call it. But just know that sound, I'm going to play one right now, 6 on the skinny string, that could either be thought of as an A sharp or a B flat. Okay, just have to accept it, that's how it is. All right, there are rules about which one is the proper name at any given moment in any given song, but for today we are not worried about that. Just know that when you play an accidental, it has two possible names. Okay, either the sharp name or the flat name. If you look across the board here, you can see pretty quickly that as you move from left to right, an A turns into an A sharp, or a D turns into a D sharp. That's one way to remember what it's called. If you move the other direction from right to left, an E turns into an E flat. So a way to remember what these mean. So check this out. When I go sharp, it means I'm going this direction on the guitar. Here's my note A. To play A sharp, I'm going to move up one fret in this direction, right there. That's all. So A sharp. The next one's B. So another chart there. A sharp, B. I could look at it from the other perspective. There's my B again. B flat, and A. Okay? Again, for our purposes, it does not matter what you conceive of that note as, okay? A sharp or B flat. Just know it has two possible names. Either way works. Now, that's one important thing to wrap your brain around. The other one is the fact that there are two exceptions to this nice rule of white key, black key, you know. B and C. There's nothing in between. If you're on the note B, the very next thing is a C. Here's an example. Your open B string, your second skinny string. There's your note B, right? You're plugging your open B string. Squeeze that same string, the B string, at the first fret. You get the note C, right? B turns into a C. B, C, B, C. And guess what? For those of you who play a C chord, well, there's that C right there. Okay, can you see that? Sure you can. So not surprisingly, the chord C, C major, has a note C in it right there. And we know it's a C because it's on the B string, the very first fret. Well, the very first thing that comes after B is C, that's all. So, in case it's not clear, every time you move one fret in any direction on the guitar, either this direction or this direction, you're making a corresponding movement on the chart over here. Okay? That C could turn into a C sharp by moving it up one fret. C sharp could turn into a D by moving up one fret. Or vice versa, that D, if I move it back this way, D turns down into, again, we could call it a C sharp, we could call it a D flat, whatever you want to call it. Bottom line is, every fret in your guitar relates to one of those names. And when you move one fret in any direction, you're moving one name in any direction. You good with that? I hope so. By the way, these 12 notes, they're all equal in the sense that they're not spaced apart in any weird sort of way. Okay? The musical distance between B and C is called a half step. The musical distance from G sharp to G is called a half step. Every fret on your guitar is a half step. Okay? I want to make that really clear. So, 12 notes. To start talking about music theory, you have to start with that whole concept that we're dealing with 12 notes with 12 possible names. Sadly, some of them actually have two potential names, but that's life, okay? So, but let's, for our purposes right now, let's think of it as 12 possible notes, right? Now, when we talk about what happens with notes, well, anytime you hear a series of notes in a sequence, hopefully, if it's well played and well written, you hear a melody, right? Whether it's Happy Birthday or whatever the newest #1 hit song is, it's a sequence of notes that are a melody, that form a melody that gets stuck in your head, right? TV commercial, theme song for a video game, soundtrack to a movie, you name it. Those are all melodies. And what is a melody but a sequence of notes? You know, those notes in a certain mixed up order that hopefully is hugely appealing and earns $1 million for whoever wrote the song, right? When you hear a singer is singing these notes in a certain order, and that's the melody of a song. Now, when you play two notes at the same time, or 3 notes, or 4 notes, or more, I'm doing E minor chord right here. When you play a bunch of those notes at the same time, that's a chord. Well, it's at least harmony. Two notes minimum to form harmony. So here's harmony right here, my B and E strings. No, that's harmony, that sounds nice to me. Okay, the definition of a chord technically is 3 or more notes played at the same time. But the bottom line is, melody is a sequence of 1 note played at a time, you know. method of melody. Harmony is 2 notes played at the same time. Or 3, or 4, or all 6, however many notes you want to play at the same time. Actually, technically, that E minor chord I just played, while I was strumming 6 strings, I was actually only playing 3 different notes. And this gets back to the whole idea that if a note is called an E, we don't fundamentally care today whether it's a lower E or a higher E. It's just an E. So an E minor chord is actually only 3 different notes, E, G, and B. You might have a low E and a high E and a middle E right there that I'm holding out with my ring finger, but it's still just an E, for our purposes today. Alright, so a sequence of notes is the melody, but notes played at the same time is harmony. That's all. And we play harmony all the time on the guitar. Every time we strum chords or power chords or bar chords, we're creating harmony. Okay, so one last really important thing to talk about here. And this is going to lead us into the next video. So I hope you're enjoying this one, because I'm going to do another one in a minute here about the next step in music theory. Now this is important, so I'm glad you've been watching. We got these 12 notes. Now to make it musical, we need to put these notes in some sort of order, right? We need to find order. Because trust me, if you just start here on any instrument and just played from there to there, it wouldn't be particularly interesting. In fact, if you truly played every note in order, it'd be called a chromatic scale, which is, it is what it is. Most people aren't going to pay to hear a recording of a chromatic scale. So how do we make sense? How do we make music out of these notes? How do we create something that's going to be listenable, that's appealing? Well, what we have is scales. What are scales? Scales are notes that are being grouped together according to a specific formula to create a specific effect. I'll give you an example. A blues scale. Well, it's a specific formula applied to this information here that creates a specific bluesy effect. Okay? I just played 6 of those notes going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 going down. Technically it'd be 7 notes if you want to count the low E and the high E. But again, 6 different names. Okay? So what did I do? I applied a certain order, a certain mathematical formula to my range of notes here. That's what a scale is. Just a way of looking at music, choosing some notes, eliminating some other notes. And when you do that, hopefully, if you do it right, you create a scale, you create some order there within those 12 notes. Okay? For the record, what I just played there on my E blues scale, I played an E, open E string, I played a G, I played an A, I played an A sharp, a B, a D on my open D string, and an E. So there's your definition of an E blues scale. Okay? There's lots of kinds of scales. Of course, we've all heard major scales, right? So, a scale, right? It's a way to bring order to what otherwise might seem like chaos, right? Staring at a guitar and trying to make some sense of it. The major scale especially, and that's going to be coming up in the next video, the major scale especially is what we typically use as music students, as music teachers. In our civilization, we use the major scale to explain lots and lots and lots of things about music. And I'm being kind of general right now, because that's all to come in the next video. All right, so there's step 1. You just completed step 1. Congratulations. Okay, step 1 in music theory for guitar players. Now there's a lot more to come, and I'm going to try to keep these videos nice and short for you, okay? Because every little bit leads you to the next one, and you can stop, think about what you've learned, try to apply it to your guitar, and then come back for the next one. Okay, everybody, if you've enjoyed this video, please check out my other ones and subscribe. Okay, I love teaching. I teach Skype lessons, so contact me with the information down below about how you can have a Skype lesson with me. I'd love to hear from you and help you out in any way I can. And if it's within your means, I'd love it if you could make a donation. Check out my channel page, click on the PayPal button, make a small donation. I appreciate it quite a bit. And check out the next video in this sequence, okay? Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.